they are passionate about or that they love.
Why are you slamming the can?
Because I'm right.
Jeepers creepers.
I haven't even had coffee this morning. No, so the last podcast, so apparently I talked about the ducks and how we hid all those ducks in the office. Okay, well, I forgot that it was a big secret. The podcast came out. It was one where I don't think I fully listened to it. I think I had the video up and I was doing caption, whatever, right?
Yeah, like you usually.
I do listen. In the morning, I get a text from Emily, who is my, accomplice, and she was so mad. And I said, "What? What are you mad about? Why? What did I do?"
You threw her under the bus.
But I didn't even remember, so I think I black out a little when we do these. It just shows that I don't know what comes out of my mouth.
So Kristen didn't know that it was you two, and you ratted it out publicly.
You're talking about the little ducks, right?
Yeah, we hit a bunch of my boss's office.
Rachel Downs, she was in my office the other day, and she was telling me all about this because Luke sent Kristen a quack attack. And she's like, does she know that it's from you, or she think it's from one of us? And I'm like, Luke didn't tell. So I don't know if she received that recently, but Luke sent it to her.
Outstanding.
So I don't even know if she knows who it actually came from.
Somebody's listening to this, thinking about applying to Royal, and they're like, what is going on over there with ducks? Quack attacks, ducks are falling out of cabinets.
You gotta work here to join the fun. I mean, it's a thing.
Robin, do you want to introduce yourself?
So I'm Robin.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you all. I'm from Eau Claire downtown. I'm a MAR 3. Been here about 2.5 years.
What's that 3 mean?
I'm up as far as you can go.
Oh, so what does that mean you do?
I do it all. I open accounts. I open loans.
Oh.
But there's stages. At first, you're just
Your teller.
Yeah.
Your teller.
And now you can open business accounts.
Business accounts, IRAs, HSAs.
But you have other duties that why you're here today.
I am part of the digital task force.
That sounds fancy.
Digital task force.
It is pretty fancy. It's the task force that gets together to determine, topics that we're going to teach our DAs on a monthly basis. So our digital ambassadors.
Ooh. Ah.
Yeah. So our digital ambassadors, each branch and even some branches in the corporate center, so member service, have digital ambassadors that go to this meeting to learn about new interesting ways about digital products or our most recent digital communications. And they take the information we present, bring it back to their team in a fun and exciting way to get everybody involved.
We love it. Just like a Monday Donuts podcast episode.
Absolutely.
So you are bringing it back to everybody, team members and not, in a fun and engaging way.
Absolutely.
We hope so. I mean, it's a long podcast, so we'll see if it's fun and engaging.
It's a lot of podcasts.
I'm in a spicy mood. It's going to be fun and engaging.
So what are some of those digital products that we're talking about?
So digital products, we have our mobile app, which, my gosh, it's like a teller on your phone or a teller on your computer. You can do so much from that these days. The biggest pushes right now, real-time alerts, setting the alerts for low balances or, withdrawals, whatever it might be. You have your card management on there. You can turn your card off. So, you lost it. Oh my gosh, I don't have to worry anymore. I can actually just turn it off. It's right at your hands. You can put your travel notifications. You're going to California for the holidays. Oh my gosh, I didn't stop. I know, right? That would be fantastic. Maybe no snow. You can just go right on your app and it's right there for you at the convenience of your own hands. You just go ahead, push the button, it's done. You don't have to worry. Crazy new thing we were kind of learning about lately is even if you lose your card, you turn it off in your actual phone. If you have it in your wallet,
you can turn it back on.
It still works. So you don't even need the physical card itself. You can use your wallet. So that's a new thing we were
digital wallet. Your digital wallet.
Digital wallet.
What?
Yeah, it's something new we were looking into that we just found.
As someone who loses their debit card a lot,
yeah,
that is excellent information for me.
I mean, I would replace it as soon as you get back, but
yeah, but sometimes it's just hidden under my car seat.
It's there, but it's not there.
Yeah, so
it's incognito.
Usually I'm not worried about it, but I'm cautious.
It's making me nervous.
I'm not surprised.
About the location of your debit card or what?
About Cooper's always losing her debit card.
My ID and my debit card. Never, My driver's license couldn't tell you where it is right now. I have 2 of them.
So
I
if
don't know
anyone
that's
could
legal.
benefit from a phone wallet, it's probably cool.
It's
well,
probably
no,
Cooper.
the thing is I have to turn my ID in every time I go to prison. And so then I like
to teach at the prison.
correct. And so I just don't ever know like what jacket, what pocket, what did I take? Now it's winter. It's a whole different thing. So one time I used my Library of Congress card. They are, some states though, digital wallet, they are putting driver's license in them.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Wisconsin isn't, but there's a couple states that have explored it. So that's kind of cool. I want to know what the funnest thing is you've learned in digital experience lately.
The funnest thing I've learned?
Yeah, like what's the most new, fun, and exciting thing you can share? And then Steve and James can go.
Yeah. What are some of those things that team members can do to help our members or, benefit from our digital products?
So like if I walk into the branch
I got it.
and cannot get into my online banking or my mobile app, can I walk in and say, I cannot get into this. Can you help me figure it out? Can
Absolutely.
they do that?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Is that like an everyday thing, kind of, or does it only happen
Multiple
once in a while?
times a day.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, multiple times a day.
So if you're in that situation where you're like, I'm not getting into the mobile app, I don't know what to do with this, like, you're not the only one.
Absolutely. We say, you're not the only one. We can help you right here. It literally takes just a few minutes for them to come up to the teller window and we can help them. They don't even need an appointment to come in and sit down. It's just a quick, simple transaction right at the teller window.
I was thinking about this morning that we, all 4 of us, probably pretty digitally engaged with mobile banking. When did you turn into a mobile banker? Or when were you first introduced to it?
Like, when did we start using the mobile app?
Or just online banking in general? Because for me, I'll be honest, until I got this job, I would just kind of have an idea of what type of money I had, and I didn't really, not that I didn't see the benefit of it, but I just didn't want to take the steps to really, I didn't want one more thing. But now I can talk about,
You can't like live without it.
right.
Yeah.
It's just the different options that you can't believe you can do with digital banking.
I feel like I got it when I got my checking account. And I think I was 16 when I did that. So I opened my checking account and then have always kind of been on my own financially, as far as managing it. And so I think I might have done online banking. I don't know that they had the mobile app yet. And then I don't know, after that, I became 16, 17, 18. 2 years after is when I started working in credit unions. And so then when I tellered and stuff, I had to know all the things to help the members. And so I think I've just been super engaged in it after that. And there's something about like when you work at a financial, especially on the front line, you like never do your business actually at the front line. Like I think we do
Right.
everything online. Just, you forget about it. It's just part of your day to day. I don't know. It's like tellers never actually have cash on them. It's a whole thing. Right? Right? I'm not wrong.
You are not wrong.
I see.
You are not wrong. I'm with Steve. I didn't start using Royal's mobile banking until probably when I became a digital ambassador for my
What?
branch.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Now we're getting into it.
So
Interesting.
I don't do the finances in my life. So I'm like, okay, I don't really need to know this. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to know this because I got to help the
Yeah.
members and I have to be able to explain exactly what I'm doing to the members. So it's like, hold on, let me pull up my phone. Okay, yep, this is how you do that. So yeah, I downloaded it and played around with it, started opening accounts and seeing how, the members would actually have to go through the process. But I wanted to be able to explain to them
Right.
what we're doing and why we should and why we have it.
I was in the same boat where I wasn't doing a lot of the finances, and my wife would keep taking checks to the bank, and I'm like, oh, can't we just deposit those mobile? And she's like, you figure it out. And I was like, no, just keep driving it, whatever.
Is Stacy an online banker now?
Yeah, I mean, because I'm pushing it as far as just especially like mobile check deposit. I was like,
There is nothing better than getting that check from your grandma for Christmas and depositing it right then.
On your couch.
Seriously, yes. On your couch at
maybe
Christmas.
not, like, you might want to wait, like, not right in front of grandma. Like, you might want to take it home and do it.
and then just hand her
in
the
front
check
of her.
back.
Right in front of grandma.
front of grandma.
It's done.
Actually, that could be an interesting opportunity to be like, did you know, grandma? Like, watch this.
I know. No, but Yeah, I totally do it in front of her. I mean, they know I'm going to put it in there anyway. What's the difference?
It feels weird to me. I don't know. Maybe like it's like if you take the money out of a card and then put it in your wallet right away. Like, should you leave the money in the card when you open it?
No, because yes, I have lost so many gift cards. So
Take the
many.
money.
Just take the money and run. Got it. Okay.
That's why they give it to you. They know.
I think it's rude if you take a picture of the check, deposit it, and then hand the check back to grandma. And be
no,
like,
you should
I don't
keep the
need-
check.
I don't need this.
I mean,
Yeah.
in case it doesn't actually get deposited,
Yeah,
there's
that's
a
true.
whole thing.
I mean, I learned the last few weeks that banks used to send the checks back to the people that wrote them. Like at the end of the month, you would get an envelope with every check that you wrote that month back from the bank.
Well, now you just get a picture in your online banking.
That blew my mind that was like the paper came back to you. Like the actual piece of paper. So mobile deposit is a step in the right direction.
When did you start doing online banking?
I think I had it in college when, I was becoming more financially independent. I needed a way to see what was in my account, keep track of like paychecks and like, did I have enough to cover tuition or rent or things like that? So
It also made me, looking at my 12-year-old today, I was like, if we get him into online banking when he's like 13, that's a good way to like start managing money and just figuring out like interest and all that jazz.
What's a good way, if you start to do even like a checking account or something, to be like, okay, you have your $20 in here for the week. Let's check it before we make a decision. And, like learning that awareness of spending is a really good tool.
I had this conversation with my brothers this past weekend. I polled the audience. I was like, all right, who uses digital banking? And my oldest brother was like, oh yeah, all the time. And then one of my middle brother was like, no, I'm not doing it.
Like doesn't even have it set up.
I'm sure he has it set up, but he just actually.
What's his
I don't-
reasons? I'm curious.
Oh, you know what? Let me see if I didn't really push him on it. My question to you was going to be, what is the pushback you get from people not using online banking or the mobile app to do their finances?
So actually, we just talked about this in our last meeting for the DA task force. And so we had a list compiled of, what's the pushback, what's the obstacles that we're coming into. And, there's always they have the savings account with a loan or a savings account with a CD. So that's the most common obstacle that we're running into. There's always going to be the folks that are like, I don't trust it. It's not secure. No, I just don't understand technology. And those are the cases that we really just have to make them feel that, let them know this is secure, this is safe, passwords are made difficult for a reason. Keep it away so that no one understands, change them frequently. We just got to make them feel that it's actually the secure, platform that we made it to be. So that was another obstacle that we came into. I think the third one was, having the TRO in a joint, but the joint is, digitally engaged, but the TRO might not be.
What is this TRO?
So the primary holder of the account, just trying to make sure that they understand the benefits for themselves personally, each of them have debit cards, and if only one has the mobile app, only one's going to be able to shut it down, while the other one's like, well, my card's, something's going on with it, or I lost it. What are they going to do? So we just got to enforce the ideas that everything is there for you at a hand's notice. It's just, it's on your hand. It's a teller on your hand, basically. It's there for you whenever you need it. So there's so many different obstacles that we encounter every day. We're actually still throwing it out there for our DAs to be like, hey, what are you doing? What's working? What's not working? Let's work together and make it a successful, platform for everyone and make everybody understand, even the members that find it difficult.
Do you ever get pushback of, I don't want to remember another password? And then do you talk about Face ID or fingerprint ID or any of that stuff, or multi-factor authentication?
Good job.
I got there.
It's a hard word. So, we do have the members that are like, oh, should I use my face or should I use my finger? Obviously, that's up to them. It's their own personal device usually when they're coming in and they're bringing their cell phone. The crazy thing is you kind of got to be like the knower of all cell phones. So Droids and Apple, I'm an Apple girl. So I'm like, okay, Droid, it's kind of, out of my
You're
range.
like, I can't help you.
I'm like, where is this on your phone? I'm like,
Go get an iPhone and then bring it back here, and I can help you.
Do you have like another Android expert in your office that you'd be like, talk to them?
you got to learn them both, unfortunately, because
Okay.
you got to be able to help them. So it's kind of crazy. I'm like, well, it's your choice if you want to set it up this way. It's just another way to protect yourself, another layer of protection. So it's up to them. We do also have, the iPads in the branch. So for people that don't use the mobile phone, they just use computers, we can help them too. So
nice.
they shouldn't feel like they're, I don't use my phone, but I use my computer. So come on in. We can still help you. We have our iPads to log in, log you out, get you in, and get you going.
Signed my Nana up for online banking after having they are very paper people still. And with my Bamba passing away, it's been a lot of trying to figure out, okay, what's actually coming into this account, what's changing as far as, Social Security, stuff like that. And so it's, for me, I'm like, we can't be a week or a month behind. Like, we cannot wait for that paper statement. And so it's been really, but she was hesitant. She's like, no, I don't think, and I assured her that it is safe and almost safer than getting a paper statement in the mail, honestly, So, but that's been super helpful. So even if, I think of my Nana where online banking has been a really great asset to her, she doesn't log in or anything. She has her passwords. I bring my laptop, we log in, we look, we log out, we're good. But it's just been a really peace of mind for her to be able to see, okay, so that one did get switched over. Okay, this is what we're still waiting for, and that kind of thing. And to have a picture of how, where all their money actually is and be able to see it versus, keeping track of it all on paper. So I think anyone can truly use it. Or if you're managing, someone else's account, like a POA, can be a really good tool just to be able to keep tabs and, help them answer questions and get documents and all that kind of stuff.
Was there anything that you showed her on online banking that she was like, oh my goodness, this is really neat?
Fun, speaking of checks, that was the one thing she had this check written down and she's like, I just don't know what exactly that check was or why it came out of there. And so we were able to go into online banking, pull up that check she had written. And I said, this is, what it was for is for energy or what, I don't know what it was. But she thought that was so cool because they had to go in before and get a printout. But now I was like, no, we'll just look online.
We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. So she really thought that was pretty neat to be able to actually see that.
I want to go through just the Rolodex of things that you can do generally online that people would maybe not know about.
Do kids these days know what a Rolodex is?
I dated myself. Is that what you're saying?
I was just curious. I know what it is.
I know what it is.
That's pretty digital fitting, Steve. You're going to check your
like your
list,
contact
your list
app
or something.
Know. Yeah, I don't know.
Trello.
Let's just go through my
Reminders.
notes of.
There,
Let me get my notebook out.
Sticky notes like the app, not the
Yes.
Post-it. Like, how do you want this to work? You want us to just throw out a favorite random mobile app feature?
Oh, I thought
we could make
I
it.
thought Steve had.
We could make it. Let's make it into a little game, like a little
I love
expert
games.
games of. You have to name a feature on the app, and then we go around and you go until you can't think of one.
Oh,
Game on.
And we'll try to go fast. Well, yeah, fast. Well, just so because there's a lot of features.
Can I open my app? Can
no,
I
that's
cheat?
cheating.
Yes. Oh, I mean that's important,
Cheating.
right? Number one, you gotta be able to open the app.
So you're thinking of that as a feature.
You're thinking of that as a feature?
No, I
I
wouldn't
thought
call
she
that-
actually wanted to open her
Oh.
No, I do want to open my app.
No, you can't look at your
No.
app. What are you talking about? Do you want
cheating.
you want the answers to the test?
Well, if I don't know what the answers are,
All right.
kinda.
First feature.
I mean,
Okay,
because
James
I
is
don't
go-
know
James is going.
everything.
First feature, you can check your balance.
Second feature, you can use Face ID to open your app if Steve lets you.
You can pay a bill.
You can transfer money to a different internal accounts.
You could use person-to-person
No,
payments
that
to
was
send money
mine.
to another person at Royal or outside of Royal.
Which is kind of like Venmo, but built into your Royal app. That's not fair because
Keep thinking.
Come on,
Keep thinking.
keep going.
You can use money management, which is a budgeting tool that's integrated into the phone and computer.
You can take a picture of a check and deposit it. I thought you were totally going to say that.
Yeah, you can check your FICO score.
You can set up a real-time alert for a large withdrawal or a large deposit to an account.
You can. You can pull up your statements and tax statements that you need, tax documents.
You can set up a travel notification.
You can turn your debit card or any card off. I like this game already. I'm having fun.
Oh boy.
It's like royal trivia.
It's like royal trivia that we made up.
You can use the bill pay feature in online banking or the mobile app to pay your bills.
That was already said. You lose.
Was it?
Oh,
Yes.
I did say that.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. I guess you could set up a different type of alert called a payment reminder for when your payment is due on a loan.
we'll accept it. Stretch.
You can. I keep forgetting what I was going to say. It's a good one.
Oh, I have a good one. Yes. Sorry.
I'm hoping she doesn't take mine.
I'm hoping you guys don't take mine. Come on.
No,
I said
stop.
fast.
I
Think.
know, but
You want to pass? You could pass.
I don't want to pass. You can open an account. A new.
That
Okay.
was
No.
mine.
I remembered mine. You can go. Actually, you can't do that on the mobile app. You can open an account. Let's talk about.
That was
you can hide
mine.
and.
That was totally mine.
You can do that on the mobile app now. Yes.
I can do that on the mobile app.
Yes. Under settings.
Just, why are you guys taking mine?
No, that's my favorite. You can have the open account thing back. But so you can, on your mobile app, which is my favorite feature ever, you can hide and unhide your accounts. So if you have a savings account that is your emergency fund, right? I'm a natural spender. If I can see that money, I think it's, a free shopping trip, right? But so you can hide that account, but you can still set up like out of your paycheck those transfers to go to it. So it'll build, but you just don't see it when you log in. And then you can just unhide it if you need to access it.
It's tricky. I'm always worried I'm going to forget about it if I leave it hidden, though.
That's
which
the
maybe
point.
is the
That's
point.
a
Okay.
good point.
Yeah, that's the point of
You
it.
don't want to
It's a
see it.
positive thing. Okay.
Or like Christmas funds or holiday
Yeah.
funds, birthday, all that fun stuff.
Somebody else's account that you're on.
Yeah.
That you don't want to see. I can have the ad accounts.
Yeah.
Okay, phew. Sorry, Steve. You can add CDs, certificates.
Well, what about renaming those accounts? Does that kind of fall under the same thing that you were talking about?
No,
Okay.
that's a new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can rename the accounts.
If you're going to say rename the accounts, talk about how the MARs can see the names. So you can like walk in and
Find
be
it.
like Cocoa Savings if you have one for your
Oh, I
dog.
didn't know this.
Chocolate savings.
Tell me about that.
You didn't know you didn't know about that?
No,
So if you
I don't
come
know.
in and
I
you
don't
go-
know a lot from it.
You come in and you go, hey, can you take money on my checking? And I look at your account and you have like 4 checkings. And I'm like, oh, which checking? And you're like, the one with this amount. And I'm like, well, if there's a name on it, you could be like, hey, get it from Funny Farm Checking. Okay, great. I'm going to take it out of Funny Farm Checking for you. So if you just write it even on your withdrawal slip, like Funny Farm Checking, I'm like, okay, I know exactly which one he's talking about.
I've heard of like spouses who can both access online banking. It can kind of become a game where, you have the savings account and you might know that Steve's going to go to the credit union to do a withdrawal. And Stacy could say, tell Steve he shouldn't be spending this money because like you can see that. And so Steve could say, oh, there's an account that, I don't know, it has a long name. And you could say, oh, Steve, you shouldn't be spending this money. We've had
It's
people
true.
do that before.
It's
funny.
absolutely true. Yes, I have seen that.
So when you are managing your payment cards, like your debit card or your credit card, you can mark it as lost or stolen. And you can also order a replacement.
You can order a replacement from the app?
You sure can.
What?
It'll get mailed to you.
I feel like I'm
it's
going to
different-
lose this
it's
game.
Different than going, it's different than going to an office where they can usually print you one on the spot.
3.5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. I was like, please never wait. Don't wait in the mail for it. It will take forever.
But if you truly, like if you have it in your digital wallet and you're like, I don't actually use my physical card that much. It's just lost under the front seat of my car or whatever. Or maybe it's fell out as I was on my free shopping trip with my account that was not hidden as it should have been.
Or you move to Iowa and you don't have a branch really close to you. You can still definitely take part in
use
a
it.
lot of...
Why is that relevant to you? Are you moving to Iowa?
What's wrong with Iowa?
I'm just...
All right, you're up.
Yeah, go.
You can apply for a loan.
You sure can, yeah. Gosh, there's so many.
I know. That's why I want to look at the app because there's so many
There's
things
so
we're
many
not talking
things.
about.
There's so many things.
You think there's a lot of things that we're not talking
Yeah,
about?
there
I
is.
bet
All
there
right.
are.
Go ahead and open it.
All right, good. Game over. We all won.
You could find Royal's routing number.
You can.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And your account number.
Oh yeah, that one's
your account
huge.
number.
You can schedule an appointment at an office. You can find an office near
You can find locations, ATM locations.
You were struggling at first, but now you're just
on a roll.
on fire.
Now he's on fire.
Oh
I'm on a roll.
goodness.
You could set up a recurring payment. You could set up a one-time payment.
You can reconcile your accounts. You can order checks. You can go to My
Order checks.
TurboTax.
Oh, TurboTax.
TurboTax.
You can
I forgot
access
about
your
that one.
investment and insurance accounts.
Oh,
You can credit card access.
cards.
Yes.
How did we
Credit
forget about?
access.
You guys are-
You can see deposit rates. You can add an account. Check the status of your account application. You can apply for a mortgage. You can visit the website. You can schedule an appointment, send a secure message. You can call us. You can view loan rates. What happens if I click? You can manage your certificates.
All right, Cooper's going to continue doing this. My question for you is, obviously you're in the office, but you're promoting digital products. Where do you see those two pairing up together?
Oh, you can update your address. That is a big one. I remember tellering and sending out these little cards and saying, hi, can you handwrite your address on there, and then having to manually do it. This was at a different credit union. But now
I
people
was
can
going to
just...
say we don't do that.
No, we used to. It was every year there was a whole campaign of updating addresses, right? And so it was a whole thing. But now you can say, hey, I can see you have online banking. Could you just go update your address, because you moved? And then they can update it. Then you get all your statements and stuff securely.
So, I mean, it's convenience for a member. Just letting them know, hey, we appreciate seeing you, and there's still things we should do in office. But, if you don't have the time to visit us, we understand. You have the convenience all right on your hand. Just take care of it from that. Don't feel rushed or the need to have to be down here at the branch and visiting us. But it's all there for you because Royal's there all the time for the members.
You can make it really easy to do some stuff with the mobile app, but the level of service that you can get and details that you can go into, like certain things.
I'd rather have somebody come apply for a loan and talk to me in an office than do it over a phone. It's just going to be, I feel like the member is going to feel more comfortable and maybe feel like they're in better hands to talk to a person about those kind of things. And then we can actually speak about their real life experiences, what they expect. And then I can talk to them, one-on-one in the office. Whereas if you get the phone and you're applying and it's like, oh, okay, denied. Well, maybe they want to know why or want to know more, or there's more reasons to it to be in an office actually talking to a person.
I just had that conversation yesterday. That's one of the things of working with individuals who have a little bit of a rougher background, maybe lack of employment history and things. So I always say, okay, I get it. Go talk to someone in person, because when you sit down with that person in the office, they can explain those things. Like you can say, okay, I don't understand anything about money, or loans. Can you just break it down at, 5th grade level, whatever, right? We can do that. If the answer is no, we can sit down and say, okay, this is maybe how we could say yes. Let's work together, for a couple months. So there's a lot of opportunity for that, which I think is good.
The education and the empowerment that we can give to our members, along with just, giving them advice on how to get it in the future,
Yeah.
budgeting and, going about the right steps. I feel like that's more beneficial for our members sometimes than just sorry, you're denied. There's more to it than that. Come see us. Let's talk.
Well, and that's the same with digital. I think people get very concerned that we have all these digital options now, that it's because we don't want to see you. That is not the intention, right? Royal, one of our core values, it's to make it easy. We want to make your financial management and your financial life easy, right? We don't want you to have to, make time after work to come and deposit a check. Just do it on your phone, but we want to see you for those really important things where, you can come in and we can apply for that loan, or we can, pay off that credit card finally, or all of those different things. So I think that's where people get just a little nervous that we don't want to see them, but we want to see them more. We just want it to be easy too.
I've heard are you going away? Are you disappearing? Are you going to start losing branches? And I'm like, what? No, that is not the case. We are always here for you. Mm-hmm. We're just trying to make it convenient and quick for you so that you don't always have to come into the branch. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's one of the common things. You're going to go away. No, we're not.
No.
We're here. We'll always be here.
It truly, it allows us to serve them on a deeper level, really. You know, they can handle those check deposits and things, which we still love to deposit your checks, right? There's, you know, it's still fun, but it allows you to kind of think through those tougher questions or those more in-depth things that now you can come in and, you know, have those conversations. It kind of eliminates one of those kind of barriers, right?
It also helps too if they're all over the United States. So say there's not a Royal by you and you're out in New York for a month or two, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, okay, I can do everything online. Now I can go back home. I'm back home again. Let's visit the branch. Yep. So we can be everywhere, even though we're very local.
Well, that's like the snowbirds, that's a really good example where I know we had some members who they'd be down in Florida for the winter. They could update their address online before they would come back. They'd re-update it again so that they would get all their documents. They could keep track, and it was really cool.
Yeah, it's almost like the app lets you be more hands-on with your finances day to day and day in, day out. I think that's interesting I guess that's what I wish people would think more about, is like it's just another tool for you to be more successful financially.
Yeah. And a tool, I mean, I know we want people to use them, but it gives you the tools to have as much control over your finances as you want to. You know, you can deposit your checks, you can do your transfers, you can hide your accounts versus having to go in and, you know, ask for those things. But again, if you don't want to use them, you don't have to. You can just use it to check your balance, right? You can use it to just shut off your debit card. Even if you don't use it regularly, having it in your back pocket as a tool if you're on, you know, vacation, awesome, right?
It's always there for you.
Yeah, just like us. Oh,
that's a good lead into the donut of this episode.
Oh, did you pick a donut?
Oh,
that was your job.
I sure did.
That was a lot of attitude.
I picked a donut.
What is it?
So, obviously the app, the mobile app, right? I was thinking, go with an old-fashioned donut. So like a Long John. Vanilla ice cream.
Not like a legit old-fashioned donut. They make those.
Let her...
I was just wondering.
Well, I know, but I'm definitely kind of a Long John person. So I had to tie it to the donut I actually like.
Filled or unfilled?
Well, so, you know, being new and improved. So I was thinking put some filled in with some jelly, but then maybe candy on top, because we're always improving and it's always the newest, best model. So, you know, there's always something that they're improving with. And now there's candy on donuts. And I'm like, candy on donuts.
They put cereal on donuts. Fruity Pebbles.
It's crazy.
Yum.
It's crazy. So, I mean, what's the next best thing? I guess I don't know yet. That's the next new topping for the donut and the next new thing for Royal.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of cool things coming.
What kind of candy topping on donuts do you like?
I'm a sprinkle girl. I like...
Oh, you just like...
rainbow sprinkles. That's what I like.
I really like the Fruity Pebble donuts, where it's just a
From
classic. Well, they make them at the grocery store in town that I really like where I live.
You keep talking about this grocery store. I have not seen a donut from that store.
I literally brought them when Gigi was on the episode. That is where those all came from.
Oh.
Did you have Fruity Pebbles on them?
Sorry that I got so
hostile.
hostile.
I did.
I did eat those donuts then.
Yeah, I know.
Were they good?
For heaven's sake, they are good. They're made fresh every day. They're delicious. Act like I do nothing for you.
The final pitch for me is about stress. So what causes stress in your life? It's when you don't know what's happening, maybe. Like think about when you're doing the laundry. If you have a more modern washing machine, it has the countdown timer on it. Or if you have a more modern dishwasher, it tells you how much time is left until it's done. So
mine does not do that.
Either just mine.
Okay, sorry.
I have an old-fashioned one, apparently.
Scratch this idea.
My washing machine does, though. It's never accurate. Washing machine minutes are longer
Basically,
than
you guys don't
minutes.
have the app. That's what we're talking about. It's like you don't have the digital.
Would life be better if you knew when the laundry was going to be done?
Yeah. Can we put that into like I have an example. Can I use an example?
I don't know.
To put it into context. My sock is getting all weird.
What does that have to do with the laundry? What does that have to do with the mobile app? What does that have to do with?
So,
Just kidding.
Because what I was thinking about is, okay, financial stress, right? Oftentimes on any sort of survey, like financial stress is number one for people. Think back to before mobile banking and real-time alerts and things like that. Okay, you go to Walmart, swipe your debit card, forgot about a payment that was coming out. So now you swipe your debit card, You drew your account negative. You're going to get potentially a fee for that, right? And previously, you might not have known that right away, except now with those real-time alerts, you can swipe that and sometimes it'll decline it and say, hey, you don't have enough in your account. Or it can say, oh, low balance alert, negative 20, whatever. It gives you the opportunity to be able to transfer money right away. You could potentially call us, get your, NSF forgiveness for the year. But like before, you might not know that for a week and then you keep getting fees or it piles up and then you're in a whole different situation.
There's another one too. So, you're at home, you're checking your checking account and you're like, oh my God, I didn't purchase this. What is this? And then you're like, it's 6:00 at night. I cannot go to the bank now until tomorrow morning. And you're just sitting there thinking about it all night. So you can turn off your debit card and then even send a message on the message on the app if you need to just be like, hey, I noticed this charge, but at least takes your peace of mind that no one else can steal that card or your information while you're sitting at home waiting to get to the financial in the morning.
So if you have a debit card and you swipe it at Walmart, does it instantly appear on your statement or does it become like a debit card where it might take until the next day?
Walmart usually comes out the
tricky,
same day.
Right? But it could be tricky at some.
But you brought up the good point about low budget or low balance is like setting up.
It doesn't, when you do it, it's typically pending on there instantly, regardless
usually.
if it comes out. Yeah. So if it's pending, it'll give you that because it changes from available to actual balance. So you'll get that alert, which then if you put money in it, sometimes can save you an NSF fee. So it's just really nice to have, it's preventative, right?
And then I think if the freezing your card is for point of sale terminals only, like the physical card. So if your card number was compromised, you could still be exposed that way, like even if you freeze it, right?
Right. I mean, you can still shut it down.
It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing until you can get in. But it's, at least you have that opportunity to do it.
Guess what's back?
Back again.
Yay.
Steve Cam. Steve Cam's back. Woo! Steve Cam!
I didn't even know this was a thing.
I forgot about it until right now.
It's not actually a thing.
It's not actually a thing.
It's definitely a thing.
Steve would like it to be a thing.
One time it was a thing.
One time it was a thing.
It's a highly consistent.
Is it only the Steve Cam because you're holding it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, for sure. So Cooper,
Steve,
if people like the podcast, what should they do?
Why don't we tell them what to do if they don't like it? Just kidding.
Steve Cam is not working. All right, if people like the podcast.
If people like the podcast and would like to see more shenanigans, they can subscribe on their favorite podcast platform and leave us a kind review or a kind review with constructive feedback about what they want to see.
From Steve Cam and from Money Donuts, Robin, thanks for joining us today.
Poor Robin.
It's been a blast.
Thank you, Robin.
Had a lot of fun.
Go back and tell your friends.